I'm Graham Morris. I've been working at Viewrail for 9 years, and I'm currently the metal production manager. So Viewrail's mission is to design, build, and deliver and install direct to customers and homeowners. And so we don't distribute, we don't go through middlemen. We want to make everything in-house in Goshen and then deliver on our trucks to your house with our install teams. That is our goal. So before we had 25 feet of machining capacity, we were hand laying out each stair system with squares and white pencils, and we were using a stud welder, and we were putting studs all the way down the length of that tube. Very time consuming. Operators right inside of that flash zone of that stud welder, it was not ideal. So on the FlexCNC, we are taking our mono tube stringers that are the spine of our stairway, and we are machining all of the important locations for all those features to kind of go into that stair system. And we are rolling up to a 22-foot tube into that machine and making complete parts out of that machine. Sometimes on multiple faces, but it is a finished part when it leaves that machine. So we took the human and put the human back into a safe location, and they were not directly in harm of some of those other solutions we had. So we really improved the safety of how we were producing stuff. That operator is now able to do all of his own cutting while the machine is running. He's able to step away for that 45-minute cycle, and that machine just runs its work, and it's able to finish something else while he's nearby. We've seen overall throughput go 3x. We all feel really good that we could run 30 tubes through there through a day. Previously we were at 10, and so our capacity has significantly grown. And with that capacity, we slashed our lead times. Since we had that machine put in place, we went from a 30-day lead time to a 10-day lead time. So our systems are shipping out of here in 10 days because we always have that kind of extra capacity. Being able to machine everything in one operation, we're not compounding our errors like what we were previously doing. And so our salesmen have the confidence that we're always making everything correctly to print and as per engineered. So our tolerances are never questioned from our customers or from our salesmen. So we have a lot of confidence in what we're making. Being around CNC machines, and most of our equipment's been a FANUC-based G-code, it was very familiar to run a FlexCNC because all the syntax was FANUC-based G-code. And so you go from running that machine straight onto one of our other vertical mills or even one of our Swiss lathes. It's similar. It doesn't take long to train someone to kind of get a good understanding of what's going on in the code.
I've been doing this for about 2 years, and I've not had machine experience before this job. Worked with metal for many, many years, but not machining experience. That was a fryer mill, and it would do 2 stair patterns at a time. So I would have to manually mark out each and every single pattern where it needs to fall on our tube. And then it would drill 2, and then I'd have to unclamp it and manually move, reclamp it, hopefully at the right spot, and continue on down the tube from there. So with the Flex, now we just clamp it one time and away it goes. So it sped up the process at least by double. It was so much more manual that it just added twice as much time to the process as what we're doing now. This is more accurate because it's CNC operated. You know, each individual pattern is set by the computer instead of manually moving it into place and hoping that you're within, you know, 1/8 of an inch because that was our tolerance. So now we don't have to worry about that. The CNC takes it and puts it right where we need it. Oh, absolutely. I was absolutely intimidated. I'm an older guy. I didn't grow up with computers. So computers are not necessarily intuitive to me. That said, I believe that I'm the type of person that can learn anything with the right amount of training, and I got that. Within about a half a week, I was running that machine by myself. So yeah, It went pretty quick. It's just a matter of remembering what, what commands to put where to make it work right. So mostly because I've had the time in it. I've learned a few things on my own as I've gone by making mistakes. A few of the things I've learned by people showing me. But I've expanded my knowledge just because of my personal experience with it, learning shortcuts here and there. And it was intimidating for me to begin with, because I'm not intuitive with computers or with CNC stuff. And like I said, Graham was the one who trained me, and he stayed with me for 2 days showing me. And then on the third day, he just looked over my shoulder and made me do it. So that was kind of a throw you in the deep end sort of situation. But it worked out because at that point then I knew I was the one responsible. I had to have my head in the game. So I got my head in the game and we learned it. Well, it sped up our production significantly. We've at least doubled our production from what we were doing before we had the Flex there, and it's capable of doing more than what we're doing now. Just by streamlining the process and not making mistakes, that helps. So yeah, we can really kick out some product with this now. As far as mills go, I think it's pretty cool that whole head is a big carriage and it moves back and forth. Sometimes you'll get an automated table, which is what our previous mill was. It had an automated table that would slide just a little bit, and then it would slide back, and then slide back and forth, and back and forth. This one will go the entire length of the machine, and it's over, I'm not sure exactly how long it is. I know it's over 20 feet, probably like 24, 25 feet. So you can really get a good sizable part in there, and you can have that whole thing done in a half hour, which is great. We added obviously the rollers and the backstop and the clamps and everything. That was our fixturing that we put on the machine. And we had to do that to be able to get such a heavy part through that machine and be able to get it through there efficiently. But yeah, that makes it great. It's a whole lot easier to move those parts through. And with the clamps and my zero stop on there, I don't have to fuss and fight with finding my zero. You just put it in, clamp it, boom, you're on your way. You don't have to think about it. It's set for every single one.